This one's gonna be rough, folks.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey, travelers. Welcome back to Roberto's Room. So, if you've noticed, if you've been on Facebook for the last about 6 months or so, you know that one of Disney World's most incredible rides that they've ever produced, Dinosaur, previously called Countdown to Extinction, is nearing and is on the path to its own extinction soon on February 1st. And I wanted to make this video because back when I started this channel, one of the videos that I made was centered around my favorite film of all time, really, Disney's Dinosaur. And I won't be able to go back and visit the ride Dinosaur before it inevitably goes extinct. But I wanted to talk about the ride because just like the film it is based on, it is very near and dear to my heart. And when I found out that it was going away, if you've seen the posts on this channel, you know that, at least for me, it has been a cause of great sadness because it is very near and dear to my heart. So I wanted to talk about it, kind of gush on the ride, and to be fair, I just don't know what Disney's thinking, taking out such a great ride from this park. And not only that, but the replacement that they're choosing for this, I don't think makes any sense in the park that it resides in. Dinosaur, previously called Countdown to Extinction, although I never got to experience the Countdown to Extinction version of this ride. From the people that I talked to that were able to experience it back in the day, I get to hear how it was a very intense dark ride and how Dinosaur really tamed it for many people and made it kind of a more kid-friendly ride. Of course, this being due to the Dinosaur tie-in, which the president of Disney at the time, Michael Eisner, wanted corporate synergy with its films and tied in Aladar, who is just one of my favorite Disney characters, as you probably know. If you haven't seen my review of Disney's Dinosaur, I don't want to talk much about the movie because I've already done a whole video on that. Please check that out. I will link it below. The ride itself, for me, because the first time I got to experience this ride, I was very young. I think I was probably around 6 years old. Now, to a 6-year-old me, I have the same relationship with this ride that I do with the movie itself, in that I got to experience both when I was very young, and I was really starting to get into movies and this feeling of epicness that you experience with a really good film or a good ride is. And my first go around, I actually have a picture of it when I rode it. Most of the time I spent it tucked underneath my mom's arms because I was so terrified of this ride. Nevertheless, because of the film it was based on, I bravely got into the ride and I rode it many times throughout my visits to the parks. And I absolutely love it. Of course, if you've ridden the ride, you know that Felicia Rashad headlines the ride, and it is centered on this Dino Institute that is going back to secretly bring back a dinosaur from the past, that dinosaur being Aladar. We spend most of the ride time, though, with the superbly entertaining Dr. Seeker, played masterfully by Wallace Langham, whose lines in this ride have become iconic and definitely one of the reasons why you come to the ride. He kind of subverts Felicia Rashad's character and makes this ride a little bit more dangerous than it needs to be. The ride itself is really interesting. I was able actually to find some ride-throughs of this ride with the lights turned on, and it was really interesting. The animatronic work on this ride is beautiful. I know that now it is a pale imitation just through wear and tear of the years of what this ride used to be. But even then, as I've seen videos of riders that are trying to get on it before this is extinct, it still is a great ride, which honestly, it bothers me, to put it mildly, that this ride is going extinct. And not only that, but the fact that it's going extinct to make way for an Indiana Jones ride in a Animal Kingdom park. So you're leaving behind dinosaurs, which was one of the promises of the Animal Kingdom park to begin with, was to bring past animals and mythical animals, to instead bring us Encanto and Indiana Jones.
Failure.
And it's goes to show, it's par for the course of Josh D'Amaro's tremendously mishandled decisions that he has consistently done with the parks. I did a whole series on what I would do to all of the Disney parks that I would invite you to go check out. Animal Kingdom was one that was near and dear to my heart, because I knew when I made that Dinosaur was leaving. And as I thought more about it, I wanted to make this video because, to me, and I think you could agree even today, it is one of the best rides at Animal Kingdom, a park that is being treated as a half-day park when it doesn't have to be. I know the animals, of course, have to go to sleep, but there's a lot of potential for this park that I feel isn't really being used. And the fact that they're taking out Dinosaur is, I think, honestly, a travesty, because this ride is incredible, even in its current state. And I think that had they refurbished it, like I know Islands of Adventure is doing with their Jurassic Park River Adventure, they're actually starting a 11-month refurbishment, which I love that they're doing that, because that ride is another one of my absolute favorites. I was a dino nerd as a kid, and I still have a deep love for dinosaur films. So I'm so thankful that Universal took all that Epic Universe money that they've earned and are putting it back into really a ride that really needed a refurbishment, just like Dinosaur. And I feel like it is kind of a robbery of sorts that Disney is doing to us fans of this ride, and I know that I will miss it tremendously. The fact that I won't be able to go before it goes extinct is something that still stings, but I guess it is what it is, and the memories will always be there. And I think that is what all of us that were fans of this ride can hold on to, because it really was a tremendous ride that was legendary. And just like Splash Mountain before it, I think that it will live on in our memories. I really wish that there was some other park in Europe or in Asia that had this ride, kind of like how you can still revisit Splash Mountain if you go to Japan. But alas, that is not the case. I hope maybe that they'll pick up the slack and maybe put it somewhere else. At the very least, Disney, I have a little bit of a message to you. Where are y'all putting the Aladar statue? Hit me up in the comments. I'm not even joking. I love seeing Aladar when I go to Animal Kingdom, and the fact that I know that he's not going to be there anymore is honestly one of the reasons why I don't really feel like visiting Animal Kingdom anymore. And I don't think I ever will. The fact they've taken out Bug's Life, and now this is just another symbol of the fact that I don't think Disney knows what in the world they're doing with their parks. And it's really, really sad. Are you a fan of this ride like I am? If you are, I'd love to talk to you in the comments down below. Not that I don't like Encanto or Indiana Jones, but I think Indiana Jones belongs in Hollywood Studios, and Encanto belongs in Epcot. I don't believe any of these belong in this park. It's an animal park, and I feel like taking away one of the main promises of this park, which was Creatures of the Past, really is a disservice to what the park is supposed to be. But again, Disney's gonna Disney, and there's nothing we can do. Please drop a like down below as well, and if you would, please subscribe. I would love to have you on board the channel. We've got a lot more videos coming up, and this was just more of a kind of a lamentation of sorts for me as I say goodbye to probably my favorite ride at Disney World. Thank you so much for watching this video, travelers, and as always, go with grace.